Hey guys, welcome to the channel and welcome to another Star Citizen video. So in this video we're going to be taking a look at some salvage again. Now I did cover this recently, and the reason for that is because in 4.0.2 they kind of nerfed salvaging a little bit. Now on a large panel we used to get kind of around like 11 SCU off of these panels, and they nerfed it all the way down to 7. And the reason for that was we thought it was for the event. Now we'll never know that for sure, but it was kind of suspect when the event came around that they nerfed it because salvaging was part of the supply or die event. Now that 4.1 is coming around, I want to see if it has been adjusted any. So that's what we're going to do today. We are going to take our Vulture here out. We are going to use our Abrade model jewels, and we're going to take a look at some large panels. We're going to go find a thing of large panels, and we're going to see how much RMC we're getting off of them now to see if anything has been adjusted. A lot of the time salvage stuff falls in like ghost notes or whatever that they don't really post. It's just things that you've got to find out by yourself. So that is the reason for the test today. Now before I get out there and do that, I wanted to say, what do you think they could do for salvaging? Maybe something that's already in the game that would give some more gameplay, give us a reason to get out of that ship. And the idea that I laid out there in the last video is it would be really cool if they would add some loot to the internal storage of the ships, right? If we could like have like a loot table where give us a reason to get out of our cockpits and check the ships out. You know, salvage has so much gameplay that's kind of taken away from us for bugs or whatnot. For example, like weapons and components, we don't really salvage those because they're not worth anything. They're not even worth really getting out of your cockpit for unless it's a ship that has something extremely special on it. Now when you go to sell those, they're just not worth anything. And the reason for that is because of the ability to duplicate them. So if you had a high dollar item, you were able to get it and duplicate it and sell it, you could just make kind of endless of credits without ever leaving your hangar. And that's kind of the reason salvage is the way it is. But if we could do something simple, that's something that's a loot table that isn't the same thing every time, that's not gonna, you know, we can't do over and over in our hangar and get massive amounts of AUEC. I think it would be a really cool item to add to salvaging. Just throwing that out there. What do you guys think? Please leave a comment. Let me know. Is there anything else out there that CIG could add to the salvaging loop that would make it a lot more fun? Something that would be maybe easier for them to add without, you know, adding a new feature to salvaging. So guys, that's all I had to say for the intro. We are literally going to dive straight into this real fast and just take a look at these panels. I want to see what they're going for, and maybe after a panel I might take a look at one of the intro salvage missions, maybe scraping one of the arrows, because we usually get about 1 SCU off of an arrow. So we're going to see if any of that has probably been adjusted as well. So let's get after this. Okay guys, we are at our first large panel. I do have the abrades on, and yeah, I'm gonna do this in real time so you guys can kind of see how long it's actually taking to do this. We're gonna hit G and put it in the gimbal mode. I usually stay like around 30 meters away, to each their own when it comes to that. I've tested it a lot. I really haven't seen a difference in RMC or time it takes or anything like that, so whatever feels better to you. Around 30 meters kind of makes it feel like it goes a little faster to me. So let's get this sucker scraped. Now since that last patch, it does seem like this goes pretty quickly, especially like on a large panel, right? Now our depot is empty. And one thing I noticed is if you look at the heads now are actually spinning. We actually have spinning heads on our Vulture. Very cool. Very cool. Definitely some polish. We're getting some polish now. Wouldn't really call this gameplay or performance per se, but some nice polish, especially on salvage, which when it's something that I do a lot. Now I do have these beams spread out just a little bit. It seems like if you just give like kind of the mouse a couple of rolls and just do a hair, having the beam spread out, it seems like it does quite a bit better. But you also don't want them spread out so far that, you know, you have a kind of like a gap in between them either. looks like we're already at 2 SCU on this panel. Now, we don't forget we do have the other side, so keep that in mind. You can see, guys, it's actually going pretty quick. This isn't too bad. Already got 3 SCU. So it doesn't look like you can get the edges too much over there, but on the front side you get almost about 4 SCU, and you can see you still don't have this small area on this little panel anymore, so that's been taken away, which is probably some of the extra RMC itself. So okay, we're going to get out of gimbal mode, and we are going to flip around here to the other side. Alright, we're going to get into about the 30-meter mark, right about here. Put us back in gimbal mode. Gimbal mode is G. That way you don't have to move the ship around. And you're still able to move the ship. You're still able to strafe, go up and down, sideways, stuff like that if you need to. And I don't know, guys, we're at 5 SCU. It looks like it looks like they might have got nerfed again. It looks like these panels got nerfed again. So a large panel, fully stripped with the abrade modules. I was getting about 7 SCU. And now I've been able to get about 5.3 off of the large panel. You can see I've gotten both sides. So yeah, panels nerfed again, guys. Panels nerfed again. That is not good. Not good. But you know, they keep trying to balance it out, but it just feels like it just, you know, over time it just, I love salvaging, but it just gets less and less fun. And you know, here we are. So hopefully this is something that maybe they'll buff back up before the patch goes live. But as far as now, I don't see it changing. And yeah, so around 5.3, not good, guys. So what I want to do is let's go do the intro mission to Salvage, and let's test an arrow. Okay, guys, we took our salvage contract for the anvil arrow. And I just wanted to do just this quick little test. Like I said, we normally get about 1-ish, like 0.9, 1 SCU off RMC off the arrow. So just a quick test to finish this up. So let's do that. We're going to leave our abrades because that amount is off of the abrades. And we are at 5.3 to kind of judge where we're at. So let's get this arrow here scraped. That right there is about, what, a half an SCU already? Ooh, looking at where we're at, it's probably about the same. So we finished the contract, but we're going to keep going. We're going to go make sure we get it all. We're at 6. So let's roll around to the other underside real hit fast. Get this last little bit of RMC so we can actually do a good test here. So about 0.9. So nothing's really changed on the arrow. So yeah, guys, that's kind of it as far as the arrow goes. So guys, let me know in the comments what you think. What do you think about this big nerf? It kind of sucks that it keeps getting nerfed, but I think they keep pushing us more and more and more towards kind of scraping ships, I think, instead of just doing panels and searching for panels. I think they want to. It seems like they keep pushing more and more of the stuff for more risk and more risk, and I'm not sure why they're doing that. If there's a reason, if there's really that many people wanting that type of gameplay, I kind of liked the chill, just out in the middle of nowhere, scraping the panels myself. But at this point, it's just going to be better to find ships. Now, I'm going to do a video on it a little bit later. It'll probably be a week or so. I'm going to wait till 4.1 comes out to do this next salvage video, but I'm going to show you one of my favorite ways to kind of do salvage on player ships and what missions to take and stuff like that. So please stay tuned for that, and if you're interested and you're not subscribed, please do. And as always, guys, thank you so much for the support. I really appreciate it. Love the comments and stuff. Gives good motivation for the channel, and as always, I will see you on the next video.